Hey, what's going on, good people? Good to talk to you once again. It's Sunday, May 3rd. Coming to you a little bit late just because, Sundays is, strictly family time and I had to steal a couple of minutes away to do this recording. Also, tomorrow is, my youngest daughter's birthday. So, yes, I have a daughter that was born on May the 4th, which is why I'm rocking the New York Yankees, fitted Star Wars throwback. You can't even find these no more. Um, but I wear this, in honor of her birthday, and I got a ton of other Star Wars stuff. But, just kind of thinking about that led me to, to this video today is just really thinking about, being grateful. For me, with faith, there were some serious struggles, early on when she was born, and so being grateful has become a huge part, of my my daily living. It's something that I have programmed in my phone, because being kind of a high energy, ambitious, person, it's very easy to miss, the trees for the forest. You're shooting for the goals. You got the goal in mind. You're focused on the outcome, and sometimes you miss some of the little things along the way that really make a difference. Um, so I'm one of those people that fail in being grateful, because once I achieve something, it's on to the next thing. And I've had to learn, over time, to be present, and that has helped my leadership, um, immensely, learning how to be present. And I do want to put a disclaimer out there for, um, me doing these videos and talking about leadership. No one has the full scope on what leadership is. No one person. These are merely my observations. These are things that I've learned over 23 years worth of leadership, things that I've employed. I will never tell you anything that I haven't done myself. I haven't tried myself. This is just my, my observations. And most times I don't even think I'm right. If you go back to the ensembleader.com, my very first blog post is called "You Know Nothing." I assume a posture of knowing nothing, so I am free to learn everything. I think that when you think you have things figured out, it's very easy not to let anything else in. And I think that's a very dangerous posture, to have in leadership, because you're going to have people that are smarter than you, that are more talented than you, um, you know, that have better ideas than you, that are more creative than you. Um, and for me, I am just grateful that they're on my team. uh, to that I don't have to, lean on my weaknesses, so to speak. Um, but being grateful is something that has allowed me to assume that posture. Um, I'm grateful for the great things that happen, and I'm grateful for the bad things that happen, because I know ultimately, there is really no losses. There's only lessons, and over my entire leadership journey, which is still going. The lessons that I've garnered from my losses have been immense, because I found out a lot of those losses came because I had a limitation that I had to learn and get over and or mitigate. Um, because a lot of those things I'm still working on myself. So hey, it is what it is. We continue to grow, but I try my best in being grateful to not judge myself for those downfalls, to not judge myself for those weaknesses. Um, because that's one of the things that can really hinder that forward progress. There's things that can really hinder and place a kind of a shadow over your approach, and you never want to allow your limitations to become a limitation of the people that you lead. So, um, when I look at the good versus the bad, one of the things that gratefulness has allowed me to do is change my perspective and change my focus. Because as I was talking to a good friend of mine that's a cop on Saturday, I just told him, I was like, hey man, what things are going well? We talked about those things, and one of the things that a leader always tries to do is go back towards the things that are not going well. But I told him to try to change that focus a little bit, to to say, instead of, hey, this is not going well, this is not going right, things are failing around me, but to say, hey, some things aren't going well yet, right? Because that really presupposes that ultimately it's going to work out, and that changes your focus, puts you in a better place, and because ultimately you want to have the right emotional state to be able to develop the answers for those issues. If you're in a negative emotional state, if you're in a beat down emotional state, it's going to be a perpetual downfall. It's going to be a perpetual descent, all right? Because your thoughts are negative, your actions are negative, your focus are negative, and all those things just become over and over and over again, because your thoughts become negative because your focus is negative, and then that makes your actions negative, right? So you got to change something, and the first thing that you got to change is your focus, your perspective, and gratefulness really unlocks that key for that. So today's a little bit, I said I was going to go for a couple of minutes, but when I'm talking about gratefulness, is one of the things I'm most passionate about, because it's one of the things for me that has allowed me to to be as effective of a leader as I have been. There was a question my mentor asked me a few years ago, and said that, what is the thing that grounds you? What is the thing that allows you to to be who you are? And for me, without question, it's my faith. It's my faith in God that allows me to be the person that I am. And the gratefulness aspect, that's another byproduct of my faith. I am just of the delusional belief that God is going to work out all things for the good of them that love him. And it just allows me to see people in their best light. It allows me to honor people without judgment, regardless of what they may believe or not believe. That has zero bearing with me. I just want to honor you, and help you become the best person that you possibly can be. But that is the that gratefulness aspect is the thing that's allowed me to to be who I am. So I just passed that on to you, and it's been a cultivating thing for me. So it didn't happen overnight. It's something that I had to practice. I had to practice gratefulness. I had to be intentional about being grateful, because, like I said, I was always talked about living in two separate dimensions at this all the time. Being underwhelmed by our past and being overwhelmed by our future. And I always used to live in the future and be overwhelmed and thinking that I'm never doing enough. Gratefulness puts you in the present and allows you to be to be present for those that mean the most. So, yep, a little unsung hero from the that is gratefulness from the unsung leader. Y'all have a good one. It's gonna be an amazing week. Looking forward to it. Peace.